we don't understand that it's okay to see a doctor, to get help, to see a counselor. We need to be messaging our kids, letting our kids know that it's okay to cry, it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to ask for help.
Leanne Hull lost her own teenage son.
Andy was 16 years old when he died by suicide. He had started taking a drug called Accutane about 4 months before he passed.
Leanne says that acne medicine came with a warning.
It has the potential to affect the frontal lobe. He handed me a waiver to sign that said suicide, psychosis, depression, or potential side effects.
But Leanne never thought Andy was at risk because he was such a happy teenager.
If anything crossed my mind, it was that pertained to someone else who maybe was predisposed to sadness or depression already. Certainly not my Andy.
Stories like Leanne's have educational consultant Katie McPherson spreading awareness about suicide.
For every completed suicide by a boy, it's 4-1 over girls, both for young adult males as well as adult males.
Katie says poor nutrition, lack of sleep, and electronic devices could be contributing to more depression.
Kids aren't moving their bodies as much. There's a lot of comparing yourself to one another online. And so all of those things have a neurobio effect on the developing brain.
She says parents should watch for signs of distress to stop this growing statistic.